Let's call this meeting the pre-council to order. It's always good to see everyone, and hope everybody had a nice Easter. I thought it was going to be a peaceful one till fire broke out. But I'll say more about that in just a moment, especially the work that Chief Smith and the firemen did is unbelievable. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Minutes approved. Virgil.
Start off by introducing our newest property maintenance inspector, Mr. Bryce Barber. He just came on board last week, so
What's
we are
his
fully
first name?
staffed. Bryce Barber.
Bryce.
We're now fully staffed. Give me a little time to get them caught up and trained and all that, and then we'll be back full force out there enforcing things, and y'all should see us taking care of business a little bit more out in the communities. So.
I can't resist, but after a little bit, you may want to go to Bryce. Sorry, I didn't mean that to be offensive.
All right, so we have two for you tonight. First one is 3256 30th Street. This one's been condemned for a while. The house was sold after we condemned it. The guy pulled a permit on it, was gonna start work, and it's been sitting there. So
What's that address again?
this is 3256 20th.
Is the guy that bought it local?
Yes. I think he was having trouble getting funding at first, but he's gonna be here tonight to present his plan to you. But I couldn't leave it sitting there no longer.
Where is it?
20th Street.
Did you say 20th or
30th.
30th, I'm sorry. 3256 30th Street.
32.
House had some people living in there for a while. I think they were actually squatters, because I don't know how anybody could live in that. But anyway, he will be here tonight to present his plan of action.
Do you have a recommendation yet?
I want to keep him on a short lease. I would say no longer than 60 days. And then we'll see where he goes from there. And if he doesn't make any progress, then we'll just move forward with condemnation.
Okay.
All right, the second one is 2645 25th Street. Kind of the same situation. It was condemned. Somebody bought it, pulled a permit. They pulled their permit January 30th, 2023. Nothing's been done. So we've had a year and 4 months now, and no work's been done, no inspections.
And that's 25th Street, right?
What's
You
that?
said 25th Street, right?
Yes, 25th Street. This gentleman's gonna be here tonight. He supposedly has gotten some bids, and he's gonna present his case to you tonight. Same thing, I would say no longer than 60 days, if y'all see fit.
Okay. Any questions, Virgil? Thank you, sir.
That's all we got tonight.
Welcome. Tony.
Hi, good afternoon, Mayor and Council. We have two applications tonight. The first one is for Jalapenos Downtown, located at 405 23rd Avenue. This was presented in public safety last week. They're applying for an increase in occupancy at this location.
What is this occupancy already?
97.
And moving to how much?
If I'm not mistaken, 187.
What was that place called that closed down that they're moving into now? Remember the name of it?
Yeah.
You remember
Something
that?
filling station, if I'm right, yeah.
It's a filling station.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. I'm good with it.
All right, and then my second application is for a special event, less than 7 days license, presented by Downtown Entertainment for the ATL Phone Party. It's gonna be at 2301 Joe Malisham Parkway.
That's on the farm.
It's after the barnyard.
You gonna have the music turned the right way?
I know Brandon will be here tonight.
Hey, come on, me and my dog have.
That's all I have for you.
Okay.
Lots of
Thank you, Tony.
We'll find you around
Okay, Mayor Maddox,
Yes, sir.
nothing today?
Nothing, that we will have, one item for executive session.
Okay, in here,
Yes, sir.
all right.
Good
Mr.
afternoon.
Holmes.
Good afternoon, council.
Afternoon, buddy.
I am about midway down on the second page of your short agenda, where on page 11, you'll be authorizing a professional services contract with Paladin Drones, Inc. This is a total not to exceed $19,000. On page 12, you'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with Straight Line Fence. This is a total of $3,230 and was presented to you in projects last week. On page 13, you'll be authorizing a professional services contract with OCV LLC. This is a total for year one of $19,900, year two, $9,995, and year three, $9,995. This was presented to you in public safety last week. On page 14, you'll be authorizing minor public works contract with Patrick Allen Companies. This is a total of $15,661. This came to you in projects last week. On page 15, you'll be authorizing a contract with LP Services Lawn Care LLC. This is for property and grounds maintenance not to exceed $33,360 and was presented to you in projects last week. On page 16, you'll be declaring a sole source and authorizing a contract with United Systems Software, Inc. This is a total of $1,836,000 and comes to you from our Water and Sewer Department. On page 17, you'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with Duke's Rooted in Innovation. There's a total of $40,656.01. This was presented to you in projects last week. On page 18, you'll be authorizing a disbursement from District 7 improvement funds for the girls' flag football team of Central High School. This is a total of $1,000 and was presented to you in finance last week. And then finally, on page 19, you'll be adopting amendment number 11 to the FY 2024 general fund budget. And this came to you in finance last week. Any questions for me?
Mr. Holmes, what's
Yes.
the page 16?
Yes, sir, that is a
One, what was it, 1 million and what?
$1,836,000.
And are we gonna talk, what is that?
This is, it's something, it is, since as a sole source by council rules, it actually goes normally on consent agenda. Given the dollar amount of it, we pulled it out of consent agenda and put it on the regular agenda, so there'd be a little more visibility for you, but Ms. Michael can tell you more.
This is for the ERCs that go with the AMI system. So it's the connection that
I
connects to
know
the
what it
meter.
is, I
bus
talked
array.
to the guys in my front yard the other day.
Yes, well, that's what it is, it's those, and, so we have an Itron system, and USS, United System and Software is the vendor of the Itron system, and so that's why it's sole source, because they're the only ones that make the system that, or that can sell the system that we have.
And we're buying an additional 18,000.
This is 18,000, and we're buying these ahead of the AMI project. So that when we get it, so we've purchased meters ahead of the project, and now we're getting these ahead of it.
All right, thank you.
So you got your meter changes, man?
Yeah,
Yeah, me too, I didn't know what.
they almost busted $13,000 of fresh concrete, but they did it, they did
I
it.
got mine changed. I
They were
thought
very
we paid the
gentle.
water bill.
Any additional questions for me?
No questions for you, Mr. Holmes? Thank you, and we will, of course, have that executive session. I did want to, again, thank you, Chief Smith, and on my Facebook post, I think I didn't leave out anybody as far as the engines and the stations that they were representing, because it was an amazing job, of course, as we have come to expect nothing but that from your fire department, and I know that, I'm sure Chief Blanker, your folks were active in helping out in their way as well. It was such a tragedy, but I want to really thank Dr. Karen Thompson Jackson. That woman was,
She's a rock star.
you know, in times like that, you need somebody in that situation to go out there and just take the bull by the horns, you know, and she texted me about 3 times saying, now, I'll go back at this time, go back to, you know, whatever you need and it turned out I got a call at 20 minutes till 1 that somebody didn't have a place. I got a Facebook message. It said, Mr. Shiner, I don't have a place to to go. And I didn't know, I said, anyway, I said, where have you been all day? But it turned out they had met with him, and he was the gentleman that jumped out of his back window. Wow. And he messed his foot up pretty bad and was afraid to go to the doctor because all his money was gone. I mean, he lost everything in that fire. He'd worked on and off at Domino's. And I want to also thank Tuscaloosa, Washington, the job they did at the Red Cross and her people, Mr. Larkin. Dr. Daria got his team together quickly, and because there were school-age children there, and went and met with the kids. I think a lot of them went to Alberta and Arcadia both, and had his team there talking to the kids about whatever they do about the school situation, which I thought was pretty remarkable. Jay Welburn had 50 cases of water there before you could turn around. The Alberta Domino's, 40 pizzas to the residents, and they fed the firemen too, and then what they had left over, they took them to the Salvation Army and fed fed the people there. And then I was told yesterday has just been almost record-breaking, people bringing clothes and toiletries and diapers and donations, everything in the world to TES and to the Red Cross. So, buddy, this community, when you're talking about coming together, this community never, ever fails in a situation. Yeah, and we are the city of champions, no question about it. And Chief Smith?
I just had an update I got a few minutes ago, just to bring everybody up to speed.
Chief, could you just give a
Yes.
2-minute synopsis of the whole incident?
Yes, sir. The fire came in around 10 minutes to 3 Sunday.
night?
Came in as a structure fire, apartment fire. Initial reports were 5 people entrapped. First crew arrived on scene was engine 4 with 3 to 4 apartments already on fire. They made the initial decision to make a quick attack on it to try to hold the fire in position to allow additional crews to come in and perform rescue. So they took a fire line, hose line up to the 2nd floor, entered an apartment, pulled the ceiling down, and tried to control the fire from making its advance to the south end of the apartment. While they were holding the fire at check as best they could, crews came in and assisted 4 to 5 other residents out. The last person they were able to rescue was on the 2nd floor at the far end. She was, very disoriented from the smoke in her apartment and everything. But yes, there were 2 people that jumped that we were aware of. One was a male, one was a female, jumped from the back window, 2nd floor. One was transported with minor injuries. One refused transport, which, other than that was it as far as injuries. We did have one pet that was a fatality. It was a dog that was found later that was missing. One thing I did want to say, with it, talking with EMS Prevention and the Red Cross, they made contact with 22 of the 26. Turned out there was 27 apartments. One of them was combined. It was the maintenance, on-site maintenance, and manager. So it was really 25 apartments, not 26. Anyway, they made contact with 22 of them. They provided food, clothing, shoes, hygiene products to all of those. Out of all the victims were provided the fire department's victim resource guide, a list of 17 current available apartments around the city of Tuscaloosa and Northport were provided to each resident by EMS Prevention. They came back and did that. Healing the Word with the World with the Word group is providing $200 Visa gift cards to each occupant. Again, we had Red Cross involved, TES was involved, putting people up. Also, there was a church that helped out several times. Some other information on this, over the last year, we've seen locally and nationally an uptick in cooking-related fires, and that's what this was. It was unattended food on the stove.
Why do you think there would be an uptick?
No, nationally, national statistics show that it's becoming more of a problem. And here in Tuscaloosa, it is now our leading cause of structure fires in the city. We're our fire prevention office, the fire marshal, public life safety educator, are working on some information to be able to release to the community. In the last 2 weeks, we've had five apartment fires. One was a house fire involving cooking, High Country Apartments, Cypress Creek Apartments, Jean Street Apartments, 42nd Avenue, and now on Crescent Ridge. Out of that, we've had one severe burn injury of a man. We had 3 minor injuries from burns. It's just one of those things that people have to understand, and we're going to be trying to get that word out. Is that one, don't put water on grease. It'll go from a small fire to a major fire very quickly if you do. They make things that you can put in apartments or in any home called fire stops. They go up underneath the stove, and as soon as it's just like a commercial sprinkler system or a commercial, not sprinkler system, extinguishing system, it'll dump agent on top of any kind of fire if needed. But they'll be putting out a lot of additional information here over the coming weeks. But the key thing we try to tell everybody is if you have to leave the stove or have to leave the kitchen, turn it off and take the food off the stove. It's just one of those things that we're seeing more and more around the country. And again, it is now the leading cause of fires in Tuscaloosa.
I just got a text just now from Beard's Chapel Church. They said they've got 2 van loads of clothes that they're wanting to know exactly where I think they should be taken. Impact Nation came through, big College Hill, Hope City, Alberta Baptist. They've all, everybody has, still come together. But what I would say about where we see where our money goes with the fire department, I look at what your employees have done, or the social workers in this situation. They've been amazing because they realize the immediacy, but they're also looking longer term.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Which is something that Councilor Wilson and I discussed yesterday. But so that's incredible, because it's the funny thing. Word got out yesterday that I had hotel vouchers, and my phone started ringing.
We didn't spread that.
Well, they said it came from the Red Cross, and I called the Red Cross and said, I don't know who's saying this, but I don't have any hotel vouchers. Now, if the Moonwings was still there, it made me honest. But anyway, so we had, I think, 6 hotel vouchers from the Red Cross, and somebody was given $350 too. But anyway, it's pretty amazing how fast people want to help, and kind of like just slow down just a little bit. Let's, how many people? Are there 2 little girls under 2 years old? I don't know. Let's just wait. There may be.
You can almost get too much.
Clothings of all types. Yeah, you can.
When in doubt, turn around, take it to TES.
Because they can always
Red
use
Cross, Salvation Army.
Yeah, and that's why a good point, because Red Cross can only take monetary donations, and TES can take the furniture, the clothing, the toiletries, and all that. And Mayor, I appreciate your updates throughout the afternoon as well too. Was those shots was that from our drones?
Yes.
They're amazing. That's really that really showed it.
They do an unbelievable job. We're very fortunate to have Tuscaloosa Fire.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. All right, we have project finance admin properties has been canceled. Fire and Police Pension Board will meet on Monday. Any other comments, communications from anyone today before we go into the executive session? Roll Tide, Final Four. And so, is there a motion we go into executive session? Second.
Yes, sir. As your city attorney and attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Alabama, I can certify that this topic is acceptable for executive session to discuss preliminary negotiations involving matters of trade or commerce in which the governmental body is in competition with private individuals or entities or other governmental bodies in Alabama or in other states or foreign nations, the discussions of which would have a detrimental effect upon the competitive position of a party to the negotiations or upon the location, retention, expansion, or upgrading of a public employee or business entity in the area served by the governmental body if disclosed outside of executive session.
Okay, have a motion second, go to executive session. All in favor, say aye.